of the storm, riders of the storm, into this house we're born, into this world we're gone.
Well, you'll recognize that, don't you? It's very quiet. Also very bright. For the last few days I've felt the presence of Jim Morrison, accompanied by Ray Manzarek. Earlier this evening I felt them again. Primarily it's Ray. He's the enthusiastic one. But he has corralled Jim into coming along. And together they have approached me. When I was doing Poetry Show 29 earlier this evening, they were around then, but I was a little too hungry and tired to do it then. And took a little time off to eat and watch season 5 of Mad Men, which is in the mid-60s, somewhat appropriate. And between episodes, I'd feel Ray again. Come on, Gord, we're here. And so I broke off, and I'm up here to try and make something of this opportunity. This is a spirit contact, no question of it. And I mentioned Ray before when I was doing the Colin Wilson one. Had felt his presence a few times since he passed not that long ago, and his enthusiasm to communicate. And he is, he's one happy guy now that he's passed, aren't you, Ray? It's, what's he saying? Southern California times 100. It's paradise, it's wonderful. It's everything that he thought of and dreamed of and more. His experiences on psychedelics, which he was not shy of speaking of in many interviews, gave him a preview, he felt, of paradise and our divine journey towards it. And even as I watched some of those interviews years ago, I thought, Ray is the kind of man who will want to communicate. And as others have, found their way to Gordon through spirit guides, no doubt. Being modern people, well, Jim may not know, but Ray certainly does. The internet is the way to communicate across the boards. Faster than books, more honest than television, better than drugs. I could feel a few of you putting up your hands and going, oh no, I don't know if I agree about that. So, Ray is wild with enthusiasm for his new life, his new expanded life. He is taking every advantage of every opportunity to be and go and move and expand and experiment. He specifically would like to pass greetings to John and Robbie, particularly John, I think. He and John maybe didn't see eye to eye on a number of things while he was still alive, and of course he would like to repair that particular dysfunction, if I can call it that. That's maybe not the word he would use. That's the word I'm getting through, though. And his beloved wife, I believe he lived with her all his adult life. And his family, who looked after him when he was ill. Thank you all to them. He suffered, but he feels it was worth it. He has transcended, and he is thrilled at what has happened. Now, Jim, who is standing beside him, has become a very quiet, reserved person in the time that has gone by. He has had much greater opportunity to become adjusted to spirit, and although his first little while was spent in the lower realms of consumption and desire, he calls it now, manic consumption and endless desire, which he satiated himself with, and then through boredom and questioning was given the opportunity to move up a few levels. He seems now to live in a sort of, spends a fair bit of time in a sort of tropical paradise, certainly palm trees and beaches and beautiful sea waves. I see all of that. Something like astral Hawaii, perhaps. It doesn't really matter to him, but he has spending a lot of time in those places like that. I see a fairly simple beach hut. I see a woman who looks a lot like Pam, and I'm getting nods on that one. I hear him speak of wanting to reconcile with other members of his family. I'm not sure if he has or not, but the desire is there. Certainly the wild shaman that we remember from the 60s seems to have, if not disappeared, then become very much a secondary or tertiary character. He is more like, why am I getting the words Talmudic scholar? Maybe he's joking, he is a bit of a jokester. But definitely a student of the mystic and the metaphysical and the, what's he saying, endless mysteries of the manifest universe. He has been to other planets, he has met other species and interacted, and he is fascinated by what he has learned and what he is learning. But yet, and here's the reference, he has ascended and spent, what's he calling it? Radiantly anonymous time in the universal mind. Yes, that is close, if not exactly. He is happy with how he spent his incarnation as James Douglas Morrison. He feels he fulfilled an important function, as well as fulfilling a personal desire or desires. The doors were needed, and if they hadn't formed, society would have created them. Yes, I can see that. He too extends his greetings to the remaining doors on earth and looks forward to their transition, whenever it may be. Take your time, he says. We're not going away. He is thrilled at how his songs, although some of them were Robbie's songs, have lasted and become almost eternal in their relevance, in their importance to people who love them. Yes, he is very happy about that. He was conflicted about it while he was alive, but he is conflicted no longer. Will he and Ray write songs now? He says yes, they are and they will. Ray is nodding and smiling and saying, yes, it's the fulfillment of a dream that Jim and I would write songs together again. And you will hear them when you all get here. And if we can figure out a way to put them on the internet through spirit transfer, we will in the years to come. Believe me, we will. Ray asks you, the audience, the people around the world, the fans, don't give up hope. Don't despair. There is a purpose to all this nonsense. There is a resolution to all this craziness that you see around you, all this seeming unfairness and injustice and greed and all that other stuff. Yes. Stay with the vision, he says. Stay with the vision. Paradise awaits, and we await you also. Love and peace, friends, he says. Love and peace. And they are receding now. Maybe they'll come back. I don't know. But I thank you for taking the time to listen to this, to me channeling two spirit beings who claim to be Ray Manzarek and Jim Morrison. As I've said before on other channelings, they could be faking me out. They could be somebody else. There is never ultimately any way for any medium to completely be assured 100%. But using my discernment, I feel it was them. I've been feeling them around for quite a while. As I said at the beginning, Ray was really bugging me. Come on, Gord, come on, Gord. So I thank him for that. And I wish you all well, and I hope this has been of some use and some happy fulfillment to those of you who are concerned about the fates of these two great musicians who have saturated our beloved counterculture with their music and their thoughts and their Dionysian revels, helping us all to break on through to the other side. God bless them for doing it too.